I'll probably get in trouble for talking about this or even showing you guys the clip that I'm about to show you from Patrick Christie of GB News. But, Patrick risked a lot to say what so many people are actually afraid to say. The whole Palestinian Gaza conflict at the moment, or more or less the Hamas conflict, loads of people that are in Gaza at the moment, the Palestinian people, happen to support Hamas. There may be a select few that don't support Hamas, and those ones are the ones that you see that are being executed in front of everyone. And the ones that do support Hamas, they're perfectly fattened up, by the way, as you are about to watch in this video. I find this quite distressing because our so-called leaders of the world just recognized Australia, Canada, UK, and several other countries recognized a Palestinian state. Emmanuel Macron announced yesterday, I believe it was, that France now recognize a Palestinian state. You know what that's just doing? It's rewarding terrorism, but they don't seem to care about that. They seem to be virtue signaling to the entire bloody world. Don't know if you guys saw that Italy yesterday refused. And you know what happened after that? There were riots in the streets. Riots. Goes to show you that if you don't give the left what they want, they will riot. They just love to riot. They love to be incredibly violent. Antifa is now designated a terrorist organization according to Donald Trump. That's an executive order that he made. So to me, what I find really interesting is why are Western democratic countries not only recognizing a state of Palestine, knowing full well that a terrorist organization is still in power? What does that tell you? You know what it tells me? That Australia, UK, Canada, and even France are only virtue signaling, and they actually are supporting terror. That's what they're doing. They're rewarding them. Because literally the day after Albo, Starmer, and Carney announced the Palestinian state, guess what Hamas did? Executed 3 Palestinians in broad daylight. As if they care. That's the kind of people that our democratic leaders are supporting. And I think it's clear that Patrick here, and what you're about to see is very, very distressing. The supposed Palestinian people, they're more like Hamas supporters, chanting, celebrating when Hamas dug up and paraded around dead bodies of Israelis. That's the kind of people that our leaders, well, not my leader. Albo's not my leader. No way in hell is he my leader, but unfortunately he's leading Australia. Not the majority, I might add, but a small little minority group that is incredibly loud. But that's what he's supporting. And he wants to let these people in. These people are like the next generation of terrorists. If you're growing up in this kind of environment and you're seeing this kind of stuff unfold, what do you think they're going to do? You think they're not going to follow suit? Have a watch of this.
Good evening. What I'm about to show you contains powerful pictures, powerful videos, and it is quite simply one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life. And if you're anything like me, you will struggle to put into words your emotions at seeing what I'm about to show you. But I have done my best. Not a single Gazan so-called refugee should ever set foot in Britain. I'd say over my dead body, but I'm convinced that if we do let these Palestinians in, then there will be a lot of dead bodies. Why? Just look at this. Today, Hamas dug up and paraded the coffins carrying the bodies of Jewish babies and their mother. How did these poor, oppressed, lovely Palestinians react. Those barbarians cheered. They celebrated the fact that Hamas murdered Jewish babies. And look at this. They came out to line the streets to watch those coffins go by, celebrating again. Fathers took their own children in their arms to gleefully watch as dead Jewish children were returned to Israel. But they weren't just returned, no. The Sun has reported that Hamas locked the coffins and didn't provide the keys. Israel had to screen those coffins to make sure Hamas hadn't packed them with explosives. All this talk about how Gaza is impoverished and locked off from the outside world. Well, where did Hamas get the resources to make these horrific giant posters? How did they manage to get them printed, to design them, to get them there? And I'll be honest with you, all those Hamas fighters, they seem very well fed, don't they? They don't look like they've been having any trouble whatsoever getting food. As videos emerged of those coffins being paraded through the streets, Jeremy Corbyn, the man that our current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, tried to get elected not once, but twice, tweeted this: "No more arms to Israel. Stop arming Israel." Nothing about Hamas. Nothing at all. And now, 15 Labour MPs have written to Keir Starmer demanding that we let Palestinians seek asylum in Britain. Oh, these poor oppressed people. They face the daily risk of death. They've got no medical supplies. They've got no way out. All right, then. And we've got immigration judges like Hugo Benedict Norton Taylor ruling that Gazans can use the Ukrainian refugee scheme to come to Britain. Just look at this. Just look at this. There's your refugees, are they? I'll just say it. I think the majority of people in Gaza support Hamas. I think the majority of Palestinians support Hamas. I think they support the slaughter of Jews. I think what you just saw there was the next generation of Islamists. And those Labour MPs, that immigration judge, just look at this picture here, OK? Again, just look at those pictures there, that imagery. Are these poor, desperate Palestinians? They look like Hamas supporters to me, don't they? And I want the Labour MPs and immigration judge, Hugo Benedict Norton Taylor, to tell me right now which one of those monsters they will be moving in to their own homes.
It took a lot of courage for Patrick to say what he said on live TV. But he's right. Nothing that he said was wrong. Our Labour MPs, not just in the UK, but here in Australia, overwhelmingly, for whatever reason, seem to support a terrorist organization. All because they're trying to do this empathy tactic, right? Oh, I'm empathetic towards these Gazan people, these Palestinian people. Look at them. They're suffering so much. And then I see video clips of that, and it just makes me think, are they really? I think Hamas is winning the propaganda war, don't you? They could have ended it a long time ago. And I know people will go, oh, but Jay, what about Israel? Israel wants to complete it. They want to take over. They want to ethnically cleanse. They want to do all this sort of stuff. Yeah, they do, because Hamas is a known terrorist organization that wants to wipe them out. Yeah. Now, when it comes down to the Palestinian people, how many, on average, do you think don't support Hamas? How many would actually want to live in peace with Israel? How many? Take a guess. Take a wild guess, because what I saw and what you guys just saw in those videos supplied from the GB News, right? They are pushing this narrative. Oh, look at us. Woe is the Palestinian people. We're starving. And there may well be some Palestinian people that are starving, but it's not because of Israel. It's because of Hamas. And those Palestinian people that are starving, they're probably the ones that you actually want to save, considering that they don't support Hamas. The ones that support Hamas, you saw them in that video, are fat. They're fine. But overwhelmingly, the ones that don't support Hamas, they get executed on the street in broad daylight. And also, they get starved to death. Seems like a little bit of a two-tier system going on here. The ones that don't support Hamas, they end up suffering a lot because of Hamas, not because of Israel. And then the ones that support Hamas, they end up living high on the hog, just like Hamas. Make it make sense. But of course, people will go, oh, it's truly horrible and tragic. Guess who started the damn thing in the first place? And I know people can go, oh, but this has been going on for years. You know, the thing is, Hamas didn't have to go in on October 7th. They didn't have to, but they did. And some people will go, oh, it's because they were being oppressed. Oppressed by what exactly? Who? Israel wasn't even there. They were fine. And those videos that I saw of Hamas fighters, they were so happy to be killing innocent Israelis. You can't tell me that that was oppression. They're resistance fighters, Jay. No, they took pleasure in killing innocent babies, man. And they took pleasure in digging up the coffins of Israeli children and celebrating that. It's kind of like the radical left is celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, isn't it? It's a sickness. It's an evil. That's what it is. And you know what I think? I think the more this gets out, it's not really going to do much difference, is it? Because Hamas has created an immense global movement of hate the Jews. The Jews are disgusting. The Jews are evil. You know, when I see stuff like this, it makes me want to support Israel even more. I don't want these people in my country, but our politicians have a empathy that ends one's own life or ends our lives in the process. Gad Saad wrote about it. We are destroying our culture and our way of life, all because we want to these people want a virtue signal and we want to have compassion. I'm sorry, but I have no compassion for barbarians and for monsters and for evil people. And what I saw in those videos were evil people, evil creatures that must be stopped. Singapore said today that they will recognize a Palestinian state after Hamas is gone. So Singapore, common sense. We're not going to support terrorism. We're not going to reward them. But Australia, Canada, the UK, France, we're going to reward terrorism. Why not? You know, this very well may get me in trouble, but it needs to be said. Because who else is going to say it? Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.